You know what I love? Amusement parks. I love going on the rides, seeing the sights, and doing the occasional leg hike like a terrified schoolgirl so as to not get wet on the lazy river rides. Yes sir, nothing quite says vacation time fun to me like an amusement park. But alas, life can get a little busy sometimes, and trips to amusement parks can be pretty expensive. So how do you get around this problem? We're playing a video game about them, of course. But does this LucasArts game satisfy those theme park cravings? Well, let's just take a look. So the game's single-player mode starts you off with a cutscene from your Uncle Mortimer, who tells you that he thinks you have what it takes to manage his theme park, while he spends up time thinking up new ideas for more parks. After that, you just have to pick your character and customize them from a selection of the four same people. Once you're done being shallow, you're thrown into your first park and introduced to the 5 challenge categories. Now these categories act as your missions for each park, and you get rewards like money for completing them. Some of the challenges range from completing kinda difficult high scores in minigames to just standing there and doing absolutely nothing. I'm not kidding, look, nothing. Congratulations, you existed. There's 5 theme parks in the game, and each of those 5 parks is broken down into 3 separate themed parks. For example, in the first park, there's Superville, Lunarville, and Ogreville. It is cool that they have the parks separated into different themed areas, but as far as the application of those parks goes, they're all pretty much the same. They have 2 places where you can put either a coaster or a racetrack, and they have a few other areas sprinkled around the park where you can put stuff like drink stalls, games, or carnival rides. One of the things Thrillville boasts is that you can ride every ride and play every game. But honestly, once you ride the roller coaster for the first time, you're not really going to ride it again. Instead, that time's going to be spent playing all the games that they have. Now some of the games are pretty fun and almost arcade-like, but the others, well, they're either just really simple or really boring. Now some of them do come with a cool thing about them, like the go-karts. It's just a simple racing game, there's no weapons or pickups, but you can race on any track that you build. And if you save the track, you can race against your friends in it in the party play mode.
If you have friends.
However, by far the biggest thing that Thrillville brings that gives it an advantage over something like Roller Coaster Tycoon is the interaction you can have with the guests in your park. You can have several hundred guests in your park at once, making it feel pretty crowded. But it's interesting because you can talk to all of them, and all of them have different needs and stuff they like. However, this does open up the window for some hilarious interactions with the guest. I have no idea why, because they're obviously trying to push your interaction with the guest by giving you all this small talk. Is this... No, this isn't even small talk. I have no idea what this is. Nobody just does this.
Moths are not attracted to light, but to the darkest point, which happens to be behind the brightest light. The poor moths.
They're definitely trying to push your interaction with the guests as one of the core gameplay mechanics, but I have no idea why they made it so unfinished. It seems like a really good prototype of a conversation mechanic, but it's not fleshed out very well. It's very basic. It is very easy to be friends with somebody in this game, even when you're trying really hard not to be. For example, I came up to this girl, was super creepy, and all I had to do to get on her good side was just change the subject.
What do you think you're doing?
Trying to be nice.
Well, cut it, okay? Who are you anyway?
Somebody looking for cool dudes?
Totally. You seem pretty cool.
No one quite knows what happened to this young lady after she never returned home from the park. Authorities speculate that it was this young man who kidnapped her and strung her up in his room like a moth, based on his obsessions. The mystery may go unsolved forever, but one thing is for certain. Moths are attracted to the darkest point, which happens to be behind the brightest light.
The poor moths.
But the award for the most ridiculous part of the conversation mechanics in Thrillville has to go to the flirting. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a master of flirting by any means, but I'm pretty sure this is not how you do it.
Without a doubt, Anakin Skywalker is the coolest character in Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.
Is that even a pickup line?
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. My heart is beating, hoping that that kiss will not become a scar.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a pickup line. You can talk to everybody, adults, teens, kids?
Hey.
Oh no. wait, I'm just trying to ask about the park. I promise this isn't as bad as it looks. Help! Police! So in the end, what do I think of Thrillville? I actually really enjoy this game. It's a bit cheesy. Well, okay, it's really cheesy actually, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun to make the rides, ride on them, you can color them, whatever you want to do. You got some time to kill and want to play a game for a little bit, it's definitely worth a try. It kind of reminds me of a jack-of-all-trades kind of game. It's not really great in one area, but there's a lot of areas that it offers. So if there was just one last thing I had to say about Thrillville, well, I'd say it gave me a few thrills. But not in, like, a pervy way, because that's gross. Hey, thanks for watching this Red Corner review. If you liked it, you should definitely hit the like and subscribe button so you'll know when they come out even faster. But until that time, I have some secret things right here. You should take a look at them.